Um, so what advice would you give to anyone that is in your position 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when you were starting out as an engineer? What advice would you give to an engineer that is starting up, if they think they want to be an engineering leader? Or at what point, I guess, did you also know you wanted to be an engineering leader? And what advice would you have given to your young self then too?
Ah, what would I say? I think actually the the first thing that I find hard, and I think it was I would tell to my own self from 10 years ago, it's a good bet to try and stay close to the hands-on experience, and but also invest a lot in the leadership element, because I guess what you do with this is you flatten the hierarchy, and because we have this big gap between, as we said, the non-technology side of the company and the more technology side. The more you flatten, the more you connect the dots, the more you bring people together, the better. So I think that's the first advice, is actually really consider that there aren't two things that are on their own. Like they work together, and they need each other, right? And the second thing I would say is, it's trivial to say, but communication is key, and I have to say, no one has an excuse. Even though us, the tech people, we tend to be a bit on the introvert side. Probably not you and me, but you see what I mean. No one has an excuse, because if you think well as a tech leader, it's never on you, right? It's on your team. And I've actually always been amazed. It's one thing I do a lot when I join a new team. Like, do we have bloggers or tech writers, or people who have a knack for marketing stuff, or videos, and you always have someone who has something of that kind, right? And then you need to work with the talent you have, but communicate. Maybe the other thing that's what I'm saying in communication is tied to the mindset, but it's like, there is a great saying in French, which I'll try to translate, which is like, science doing without any consciousness is only ruin of the soul, right? A beautiful phrase by a great man from Middle Age. But I think actually you can translate it into, software engineering done without any marketing is only a ruin of soul. There is a need for marketing, right? There is, because there was a great thread on Twitter a few months ago, which was effectively, I can't remember the name of this chap, but he's great. And he really put the point across powerfully, which is, companies tend to incentivize people who create problem and resolve crisis versus people who prevent problem from happening altogether, right? And that's what engineering done well does, right? We prevent problem big time, like saving. It's not to say that there is a big iceberg that's coming at you all the time, but again, if you start with your CD pipeline first, I'm telling you, you'll be saving millions to the company every year. You just had the right mindset and the right decision. When you do a need to bring this narrative of what is it we are delivering you, and what value we've brought you. And yes, it's in the derivative space, but now that it's there, we can actually use this ingestion machine. Like, again, you wanted 800 feeds, but let's try 2000 now in 2 weeks. And so you need this product mindset, and comes with this marketing element. And I think I would say a good tech leader wants to invest on his marketing foo. Yes, that's the other thing. So yeah, I would stick to that, because I think otherwise I'll probably water down the message. But stay sharp on the hands-on experience and the leadership element. But also remember that even you as a tech leader, you need to bring the product element to what you do. And again, I told you, what I'm doing is I put together teams, right? But then you need to apply the marketing on why your team is great and why your team is the right one, etc. And that's communication.